Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Your Natural Healer channel. My name is Tammy, and today we will be doing our Oracle reading, which will cover today, Friday, March the 3rd, through Sunday, March the 5th. Now, really quickly, I'm going to start shuffling. I just wanted to show you this this is one of my favorite crystals. It's called a strophalite. And isn't it absolutely stunning? As you see, I got a little bit of the gold on my finger. It is a very fragile stone, but absolutely stunning. So we'll put that back there. All right, so this morning, I'm going to pull from the Star Codes Astro Oracle card deck. We've never used this deck before. So as I'm shuffling, I am going to go ahead and get our housekeeping out of the way. For anybody that's new to the channel, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And for those who are returning, good morning, welcome back. Always a pleasure. If you haven't done so already, though, and this is for new or for returning members or returning viewers, if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. That YouTube algorithm is real, and it really, by supporting my channel, it really keeps me motivated to keep sharing these things with you on my channel. It's like if you don't have followers, it's like, why put out content? So thank you for those of you who have subscribed. And if you do subscribe, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So what we're going to do this morning is I'm going to pull 3 cards from this deck to give you the message from your guides this morning for the weekend. If something resonates with you, I want you to take a deep breath in, place your hand on your heart, claim it for yourself. Again, please remember that this is a general reading. So something may not resonate, or come back on Sunday and you might find that it does resonate. I'm going to take my bracelet off. I put it on this morning because I was going to wear it to work today, but I can't do this reading with it on. It keeps hitting my desk. All right. So as I said, I'm going to pull out 3 cards. You're going to choose either the left, the middle, or the right. You're not going to put too much thought into it. You're just going to use your intuition and go with that. It will be time stamped. At the end of the reading for the 3rd card, I do have what's called a Reiki Hug. I am a Reiki master teacher, and it is 2 minutes of distance Reiki healing to help you with healing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, whatever you may need. And that is it. Don't forget the 7th. Sorry, I had to pause for a moment. Parker was barking really loudly, and I didn't want her to wake up my husband. Don't forget, on the 7th, it is the full moon. And if you haven't signed up already, please make sure you do so. Go to yournaturalhealer.com or lotuscenter.online.com to sign up for the event. It is about 80 minutes long, and it is a full, I hate to use the word ritual, but it is a full moon ritual. I'm using meditation, affirmations, using crystal grids, some candle magic. You're going to receive distance Reiki, and all using the power of the full moon. So we did something for the new moon, and it was really incredible. We had a lot of viewers, a lot of good feedback. So don't miss out. You will really find it. And $5 investment, I think it's wonderful. Okay, so with that being said, I'm sorry, I'm trying to get out of the habit. I was noticing I say that a lot. With that being said, so I'm trying to stop saying that. All right, we're going to get started. There, I didn't say it. Oh, all right. I want you to pick a card. Left, middle, or right. Don't think too much into it. Use your third eye. Use your intuition. Use that gut feeling. What is your card? For those of you that picked the left card, you got, showing you the whole picture here. It kind of looks like the medical symbol. and you've got Mercury, and it says messages. All right, well, Mercury is like the mental switchboard. It's all about how you think and how you communicate. And the planet Mercury actually in astrology rules Gemini and Virgo. So with it saying messages, what you really want to focus on is communication. I'm being screamed at. Communicate, like in all capital letters with a bunch of exclamation points afterwards. Look at whatever situation that you're in this weekend. Look at it from every single angle and get all the information you need before you react or make a decision or have any kind of input. Mercury, you want to research, you want to investigate, check the facts. And if you do need to communicate with others, be not only clear, but be 100% sure that they understand what you're trying to say and mean. Because otherwise, you might walk away thinking they do, and they're not really clear in your message. And we all know what happens if, I don't know, say you bake a cake and you tell somebody 350 degrees, and I don't even think there's a 50 degrees on the oven, but let's say they put it at 50 because they didn't hear the 3, or they just hear 300 and they put the oven on 300 degrees. 350 degrees for 35 minutes, and they put on 300 degrees for the 35 minutes. Cake's not going to be done, So make sure that you're being clear. And like I said before, you give advice, before you put forth ideas or solutions. Again, research, investigate, and check out all the facts. Do that fact checking, all right? Because if you don't, it's going to come back to bite you in the butt. So really be aware of that this weekend. Also, I'm getting, shallow thinking, being glib, maybe being a little bit scatterbrained, or even being outright dishonest. Beware of that. And I don't know if that's on your side or, other people acting that way, but just beware of any shallow thinking, being glib, any dishonesty or scattered brainness coming from yourself or others. Don't rush into making decisions. Again, I can't stress that enough, because if you rush into making a decision, again, it is going to bite you in the butt, and it's going to be big, big, big mistakes. Bad consequences, big mistakes. So don't rush. Take your time. And again, with this saying messages, listen to messages from your soul and be the messenger. But make sure when you're the messenger that you're giving the correct message and the clear message. And this is for any type of communication. Watch your physical body language. A lot of times when people sit with their arms crossed, it comes across that you're being defensive or cocky. So be aware of your physical space. Be aware of your tone. And even like with text messages, how many times, and I'm sure you've done this too, somebody will text message you, and if you're in a foul mood, you read it wrong, and you're like, why'd you say that? Or why'd you say it like that? Be real careful as that as well. Be really careful of how you read messages. Be careful of how you send it, and think about, before you hit that send, really think about, how could someone else take this message? Because I'm telling you right now, this is major for you this weekend. Is going to bite you in the butt big time. So avoid that. Just take your time. Don't rush. Look at things from all angles. Do your due diligence. I can't say that enough. You got this. If you chose the middle card, your oracle message for the weekend from this deck is First House, and it says Arrival. That's a pretty card. It's a really beautiful card. First House, Arrival. All right, so what are your guides trying to tell you here? Well, this card, the first house, is really talking about impressions, and that's how it talks about impressions in your birth chart, your natal chart. Whatever sign or whatever planet is in your first house is representative of how people see you, those first impressions. And what this card is saying, though, is that you really need to take responsibility for how you're perceived. And what is that first impression that you're making on others? What or how, are you leading yourself? What are your mannerisms? What's your appearance? And take note. Now, I am one, and you'll hear me say this all the time. Who cares what other people think? I'm not talking about that. If somebody doesn't like me for whatever reason, that's fine. But let's say if you are, this is a horrible example, but it's what came to my head. Let's say if you had to tell somebody that someone passed away. Well, you wouldn't walk up to them with a big smile on your face and go, "Hey, I just want to let you know that Jim Bob, he passed away last night." So that's what this card is talking about as far as impressions. Because if you say that to somebody, they're going to be like, that is the biggest butthole that I've ever met in my life. What a jackass. So that's what I'm talking about. If somebody doesn't like the way I dress, then so be it. But first impressions, with as far as like, how are you dressed? If you go into a job interview and you're applying for a management position and you go in with a stained Guns N' Roses t-shirt from back in 1986 and you've got on jeans that are stained with dirt and God knows what else, and your shoes are muddy. Come on. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the fact whether people like you or not. That's not what I mean. Just like I said, are you maybe leading people with, or when you talk to people, are you leading with an attitude or defensiveness? As I said, people sometimes in conversations will walk up to conversations with their arms folded. Well, arms folded is in body language a sign of defensiveness. And people take note and react to that. So what this card is saying is that you need to take responsibility for if you're putting out that kind of a vibe. People are going to read what you put out. So if you put out that you're a jerk, people are going to think you're a jerk. If you put out that you're a dirtbag, people are going to treat you like a dirtbag. If you put out that you're a jackass, people are going to treat you like a jackass. It's up to you to know, or to know that, and to understand and identify, is the presentation of yourself matching your intention. That's a lot different than whether or not people, like the color of my coat or like my hairstyle. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about intention. And as I said with that horrible example, going up laughing to somebody, telling somebody that somebody else has passed away, that's horrible. But when you really start to take notice, and I'm not talking about also Like, you have people that go, okay, well, they want me to act a certain way. No. I want you to be yourself. Okay? But what this is talking about is in situations, make sure your body language, your tone, your voice, things are being presented with the intention that you're trying to get across. I hope that makes sense. And when you really start looking at that, if you didn't get that job and you go, okay, what could I have done differently? And say, oh, well, I didn't iron my clothes. I wore a wrinkled suit. Well, you just discovered something about yourself, that you need to iron your clothes. So by really focusing and taking a look on that arrival, making sure that how you present yourself matches your intention, it's going to embark you on a journey of self-discovery. You're going to start asking yourself the whys, the hard questions. And once you start asking yourself the hard questions, as I said, it's going to open you up to things that you're like, oh, I need to work on that. And you're working on it because you want to work on it, because you know you need to work on it, not anybody else. This is not, again, don't get me wrong. This is not trying to be something you're not. This is not trying to be what others want you to be. That's not this at all. Just be your beautiful self, like this beautiful deer in this card. Just be beautiful, because you are your beautiful soul. Right card. Your oracle message for the weekend is Ascendant, and it says entrance. So what is that about? Well, first of all, if you're not familiar with your natal chart, your ascendant is all about how you walked into this life at birth. And it's all about how you walk into new situations as well. So that's why you'll hear in astrology, like we all know our sun sign, which is when people say, hey, what's your zodiac? And like for me, for example, oh, I'm a Cancer. Your ascendant is just as important, if not more so. But it is it is right up there with your sun sign. And like, for example, my ascendant is Leo. Now you have to be careful because, and especially there's all these freebie websites out there that, oh, I'll do your birth chart. A real quick lesson is that with your ascending, okay, the ascendant, a lot of these things will sit there, whatever the ascendant was at 12 o'clock in the morning that day, even if you were born at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's say if the ascendant was in Cancer at 12 o'clock and you were born at, we'll say 3:15. It'll say Cancer. Well, that's not true because every 2 hours, the ascendant changes in a day. Okay. So if you were born, if at 12 o'clock on the day that you were born, the ascendant at 12 a.m. was Cancer, from 12 to 2, if you were born, your ascending would be Cancer. From 2:01 to 4 a.m. would be Leo. So just be careful with that, because I've had clients, I've done birth chart readings, and they were like, no, I was always told this was my ascending. Well, that's because you're using those freebie things online, and they're just using a really generic thing because, they're not calculating everything. So just beware of that. Anyway, sorry, I digressed. There was your free astrology lesson. All right. So what your guides are asking you is, how are you seeing yourself in this world? And more specifically, how is your past affecting your current reality? You have to remember, you are visible to this whole world. Whether you realize it or not, you are visible. And if the thought of everybody seeing you kind of scares you or makes you feel uncomfortable, ask yourself why. Why? Why do you want to hide from the world? Why does it make you uncomfortable? Entrance, how you enter into the world, how you enter into a new situation. Why? Think about a house, okay? Now, the front door on a house is the entrance into the house. I mean, yeah, technically you can get in through the windows or a back door or whatever, but let's just, for this, just the front door, okay? That front door, there's more to that house than that front door. Just like you, there's more to you than what people see on the outside. And once you open that door and you walk into that house, you may see the most beautiful, beautiful things. And as you walk from room to room, you eventually find like the heart of the house, the warmth, the love. And that's the same with us. If you keep your door closed, then that's what all people are seeing. So if you're not opening up your door, why? And that's maybe doing a little bit of shadow work, maybe meditating on it a little bit, looking at, like I said, issues in your past. How is your past affecting your reality? Because if you keep that door closed, then people can't see the beauty that lies within. And let me tell you, you are beautiful, inside and out. And don't depend on others. Just go, oh, well, once they, whatever, you're beautiful or what am I trying to say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, we were talking about the house thing. So it's like a house. Like if you're buying a house and you go and look at the realtor takes you to the house and you go, and the realtor goes, oh yeah, it's really beautiful on the inside. Well, you want to still see it. And it's the same with people. They want to see the inside. They're not just going to take your word for it, just as you shouldn't take their word for it. Your reputation in life and everything about you in life is built on what you do, not how you look. And like with the house, what you do is on the inside. What do you do on the inside of a house? You sleep, you laugh, you play games, you watch movies, you cook, you eat. And it's the same in your life. It's what you do in life. You could be the most beautiful, most attractive person in the world and be the most cruel, mean, selfish, shallowest person alive. It's not about how we look. It's all about what you do. So again, my point with you this week with your oracle really, 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 really wants you to know again is, how is your past affecting your reality right now? What is keeping that door closed? Because the universe wants you to open it up wide, all the way up, and invite people in. It's okay to trust. All right, with that being said, and there I said I wasn't going to say it no more, and I just did. Ugh. All right, I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm going to go see what crystal or Tibetan bowl I'm drawn to for our Reiki Hug. Give me 1 second. All right. As Matthew McConaughey says, I can never say it like he does. All right, all right, all right. He just sounds so much better saying it. So let's do this. Get them cell phones turned off or on silent. 2 minutes. You deserve 2 minutes. Once you get those cell phones on silent, go ahead, start to get comfortable. Start focusing on breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth. Nice and relaxed. Don't force it. Starting with the top of your head, start scanning your body and releasing any tension that you feel. Nice and relaxed, your neck, your arms, your chest, your fingers, and your hips. Down to your thighs, your calves, your ankles, your feet, and your toes. Breathing in and out, and if anything pops into your head during this 2 minutes, take a deep breath in, exhale it right out. You don't have to deal with it now. All right, go ahead, start wiggling those fingers and those toes, opening your eyes, coming back to the real world. All right, so remember, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. Monday, I will drop our weekly tarot reading. On Tuesday, there will be Tuesday's Enlightenment. Then Tuesday evening is the big event, the new full moon, not the new moon, but the full moon event. So please check that out on yournaturalhealer.com. If you're interested in a personal reading, some distance Reiki, some crystal healing, if you're interested in, I have a ton of different astrology reports that I can run. That I can do birth chart analysis, I can do life chakra analysis, just all kinds of different wonderful things. Go on my website again, check it out in case something you're interested in. Other than that, and check me out on Facebook if you're not already following me there at Your Natural Healer. So I will leave you until Monday. Have a fantastic weekend and go live your best life, but do it the natural way. Namaste, my friends.